And I'm Christy.
Today we're going to be talking about differentiating instruction, looking specifically at games online and in the classroom.
So these games are designed to engage students and make learning math fun. So we'll begin with an icebreaker to start things off. Andrea will be doing it with you, so you can take out a calculator or you can use your mental math. You can use your brain power, just the mental math. Everybody ready? Yeah, okay. So we're gonna start with picking a number between 2 and 10.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick the number 5.
Okay, everybody have their number? Yes? Good. So you're gonna multiply the number you chose by 2.
So I'm gonna do 5 times 2. My answer is 10.
And then this is where you might have to use your calculator. You're gonna multiply that answer by 50.
So 10 times 50.
All right, so if you have your answer and you have celebrated your birthday this year, yeah, okay, you're gonna add 1767 if you have celebrated your birthday already.
Okay, so my birthday was in April, so I'll be adding 1767 to my previous number.
If you haven't celebrated your birthday yet, you're gonna add the number 1766.
Okay.
And now you're going to subtract the year you were born from the previous number.
So I'll be subtracting 1991.
So if you were successful, you are going to have the number you started with as well as your age.
So my number is 526. The number I chose was 5 and my age is 26.
So who was successful? You can answer in the chat.
I was not successful.
You weren't?
I was not successful.
It's not successful.
Could you repeat what we're supposed to have?
Okay, we're gonna try that one more time. I think one of the steps might be forgotten. Okay, we're gonna
Yeah,
try
you know
one
what? We have to try it again. It was actually, we skipped a step.
No worries, no worries.
All right.
Happens all the time.
Okay, so you can start with your original number.
Yeah, so pick your number again.
And you're gonna multiply that by 2. Try this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna add 5 to that answer.
We forgot last time. So 8 plus 5 is gonna be 13.
And then you're gonna multiply that answer by 50.
Okay, so 13 times 50.
Oh. Wait.
Okay.
All right, so if you have celebrated your birthday this year, 1767, this is what you're adding. If you haven't, you're adding 1766.
So for me, plus 7.
It worked.
Oh, Brittany already has it. She knows. Okay, so if you, in case you don't recall, you're gonna subtract that number from the year you were born.
Oh, wait. Hold on, now how's returning?
Okay, there we go. Hopefully everyone was successful.
Oh, that's cool.
So did everybody get it?
Yep.
Yeah, turn.
Yeah, awesome. Oh,
Maybe just write in the comments if you were successful or not.
I don't see the comment spot.
It's
If you
on
go
the,
to
yeah.
Sorry.
that's okay, James. Yeah, if you go to the right, there's a spot.
Oh, I see it.
Got it. Oh, we didn't receive all the instructions. Oh, Daniela, you didn't get all the
She
instructions.
says I was cutting out.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Is this supposed to be the age we're turning, or we are now?
It's supposed to be the age you are now.
Yeah. Okay. So this activity is a great way to get your students thinking about math in ways that isn't just about plugging numbers into.
Sounds successful then.
Sorry?
Just keep going.
Okay, so it's a good way of engaging all students because the ultimate result involves the original number as well as their age. This is fun because students are picking different numbers.
So people of all ages love playing games that are fun and challenging. Games can be played independently, online, or as a group. The diversity and resources are endless. Math games are an important tool to utilize in and out of the classroom because
it encourages strategic mathematical thinking as students find different strategies to problem solve. The repetition of games supports students' development of math literacy. It provides opportunities without the need of teacher assistance. And it also supports school-to-home connections because parents have the opportunity to see what their child is learning in math and even participate.
Yeah. And students who have trouble with traditional questions or word problems can be successful in playing games. Sometimes students can be intimidated by math equations, so having the support through math games can aid them in not just succeeding, but enjoying it as well.
Oh, with connections. We're not sure why some of you are.
Maybe it's because there's so many people on it.
Maybe.
Well, we're just going to continue.
Okay. So with the rise of technology comes.
Should we change the room?
Oh, we're in the art room. Closer to the door.
Okay. Okay. We're just gonna
move.
Sorry, guys. Like, should we set up over there for later or what? Like next to it.
Okay. Any better?
Can you hear us now? Yes. Okay, good. So we will continue. With the rise of technology, students who struggle learning math the traditional way can have access to math games that encourages students to learn math while having fun.
As students ourselves, we reflected back on our past experiences, and Christy and I both agreed that we really didn't have much differentiated instruction through our math classes. It was also taught from a teacher-directed approach, so often through a textbook or a teacher was just writing equations on the board.
Now, one of the problems with this is if you have a teacher that is not as proficient in math, it could cause students who already struggle learning math to not understand and dislike math even more. So having these games can seriously beneficial those kinds of students.
Yeah. And now with the rise of technology, we as teachers have access to so many games and online resources that it's up to us to foster the growth of student knowledge in the subject of math.
So we're going to talk about two different online games that we found beneficial. So some of you, if you were in Sue's class last year, would have heard about DragonBox. It's an app that you can get on the iPad, and it's really great for students who want to learn algebra, because as the students go through the different levels, they're learning increasingly difficult levels of math, which the more they play, the better they become at math and could potentially reach a better or more higher level of math than the one they're currently studying.
Yeah. Another game that we would definitely recommend is called Prodigy, and it's a fantasy-based web and app game that covers skills learned in grades 1 through 8. Kids answer math questions to earn spells, which they use to battle monsters as they move through different worlds on the way to Wizard Academy. Teachers can customize the game as they work through different math units in the curriculum, and students can even log in at home and continue learning and having fun out of the classroom.
Plus, this gives parents also the opportunity to see what they're learning.
Yeah.
So it's your turn. You're going to play some online games. At the top of the chat, we have our first game, which is Adventure Tom. So we'll give you a couple minutes or a minute to go to the link.
So just scroll up in the chat.
Nothing's there yet.
Oh, it's already posted.
It's already posted at the very top.
I don't see it.
Yeah, it's not there.
Okay, we'll try it again. Did you get it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we'll give you a minute just to log on.
Thanks, Britt.
So if you could let us know if you got on, then that would be great. Serious internet. Yeah, so good.
That's okay. Okay,
So if you're onto the website, the object of the game is to guide Tom to the exit, which is the treasure chest, and you're picking up the key along the way. So you start by strategically placing the blocks, the roadblocks, to keep Tom from falling off the board and leading him first to the key and then to the treasure box. So the purple box at the bottom of the screen is the roadblock that you need to use, and you need to be careful of where the triangle is facing. So if it doesn't work the first time, just keep trying.
yeah. So
I killed him.
okay, good. Yeah, the first level is pretty simple. You literally just put that purple little block at the bottom onto the same block on the blue grid, and then you press go.
It shows you where to put the block on the first level.
Yeah, the first two levels would be pretty basic. Oh, got another follower. Okay, so yeah, we're playing along with you.
Yes.
Uh-oh, you can hear them. Okay.
There's still one.
Oh yeah, there's one left there. Where's that go?
Right there.
Oh yeah.
Because you gotta make sure he does. Oh, actually, he's gonna fall off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, now it's very cool.
So this game is really all about finding different strategies and problem solving.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I think that one actually goes.
right here. Okay.
Yay. Just out of curiosity, what level are people on?
2.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how to learn the controls.
Yeah, the direction of the arrow shows you where to put them. So
Yeah, the arrows show which direction it's gonna move your little man.
and it also has a number of places that you have to put it on the board.
Okay.
Wha-
Oh, okay.
So we'll give you guys a couple more minutes before we move on. Yeah. So let's see. It is tricky.
This game's kind of fun. I like this.
Yeah, once you get the hang of it,
Whoa.
That one's he's gonna fall off that way.
yes.
How does the bridge work? Do I just click it on the black squares?
What level are you on?
4.
I have no idea. That's not gonna work.
Oh, fell off.
Well,
No.
never mind. I figured it out.
You figured it out. Yeah.
Good.
Good. Okay, one more minute, and then we're gonna move on. All right, if you guys can close down the game, we're gonna move on to the next one.
Okay. So the next game you're gonna try is called Spider Match. And this game can also be found at Math Playground. We're going to link the link in the comments again.
Oops. Okay, so it should be there. Just let us know if it's not.
Yep, so we'll just give you a minute to log into that. Okay, so Spider Match focuses on integers and would be a great resource to use in a grade 6 or 7 classroom. The object of the game is to combine positive and negative numbers to equal the number in the center of the web. The game reinforces problem-solving skills as one must find several ways to reach the target value. Students can create their own game and play against fellow classmates or choose to race against the computer. The person who finds the most matches to make the target number is the winner. Christy and I both really enjoyed this game because it is challenging yet fun, and we're going to now play along with you guys. Yeah, so this game as well was introduced to us in our last year's math class, so a lot of you might be familiar with it. You can just make a name, create game, public game, start game. Okay. So -1, 0. Okay.
You could have done
4 and 3.
-8, -7.
7. So you're finding as many ways as
Oh.
you can to reach the
Okay.
number. Yeah. And you're also racing against the time, so you need to try and be quick.
Yeah, so try to find as many as you can.
-10.
I get it. I was just trying a whole bunch of random ones.
Oh, no.
I demand a rematch.
So -10, 9.
Who is yamming down?
Oh crap.
-1,
1, 0. Ah.
You're second place. So good though.
So then it puts you in places, so 1st to 4th. So it's really gets your competitive side out.
Into winning, then this will really help students.
Yeah.
Want to try
And
to win.
And it even gives you a percentage of your accuracy. So to see how many got wrong and how many you got right.
But I think one of the issues with this game is that it could be frustrating for other students who aren't as quick at picking the integers.
Yeah. So we're going to give you guys 1 more minute to finish playing that game.
I think it's one of the games.
I don't know.
Do we go out of it when we're finished, or?
Yeah, you can leave. So I think we'll end it there.
Okay. So after playing both games, we just want to hear in the comment section if you liked or disliked either game and why. So we already got some comments. So
Erica, why did you like this game more than the last one?
the Spider Match more than the next one.
Friendly? Okay.
Yeah, I feel Adventure Tom was a lot more challenging.
It was easier. I agree with Danielle. It's easier to complete with the block one.
Yeah.
It is difficult to know where to place them, but at the same time, when you find out, it's very rewarding.
Yeah.
To finish off that
A lot more time we need to spend on Adventure Tom to really figure out the trick to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question for you. is, do you see yourself using any of these games in the classroom? Yeah. Competitive nature drives me towards a spider game, for sure. Yeah. And we do have to remember that not all students will respond to these competitive games. So maybe having this game as an option opposed to a game that everybody has to play.
Erica, I like that you used spatial sense because that's what Adventure Tom was. It was basically looking at where to place the different blocks.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on, it's important as educators, as teachers, to have a follow-up activity or discussion for students to reflect on the mathematical understanding of the game. So basically what we just did, like why did you like it? What reasons did you like it? And I think teachers can choose to have an oral discussion or have students respond in their mathematical journals or notebooks.
Yeah.
So some of the follow-up questions that you can ask is like, what skills did you review and practice? What strategies did you use while playing the games? If you were to play the game a second time, what different strategies would you use to be more successful?
For sure. Yeah, it's important to have your students involved in their learning process.
Yes. So we are going to, so far we've talked a lot about online games, but there are also in-class games that you can play without access to the Wi-Fi or internet. So basically non-electronic games. Yeah. So for starters, we have the Integer Battleship. Some of you, honey, what's your handout? Would you please help me? She can't find the handout. Can we just type that? Oh. So basically, if you haven't, if you haven't played this game before, basically it's Battleship with with the grid. So you're putting the coordinates, you're putting the points on the grid, and you're playing Battleship with. You can do it in partners, or you can do it in groups of 4. Basically, what you're just using your negative, positive, and trying to find it on the grid. So if you get hit, you would knock it out until all the entire ship is gone. So basically it's Battleship, only using math.
Another idea we really liked is creating a mini Olympics, and we thought this idea would work great through a measurement unit. So basically the teacher divides their students into teams or groups, and each team is responsible for the event. So the teacher can basically choose any event. We did this last year. One event that we really liked was the paper ball shot put. So how it would work is you just like make a paper ball and each team member would throw it as far as you can. You would then estimate how far you threw that paper ball, and then you would take out a measuring stick or a ruler and you would measure how far that paper ball was thrown, and the person who got their estimate closest to the actual result would be the winner for that section. And you could really do anything with this idea. Like you can even do like a long jump or
Well, you can do this outside and in the classroom.
Yeah.
So if you do it outside, you have more open space, so you can do further, more spread it out and make it like a competition.
Yeah.
Or you could do it in the classroom if it's winter or it's raining or it's just too cold.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for a teacher to really get creative.
Yes. So moving on to our next game, there's poker. You could do 21. You don't necessarily have to call it poker, but you can do card games. So their students are counting and working on their addition because they have to be quick, so that they can tell the dealer that, yes, I need more, no, I don't need more.
Yeah. Another game that we thought would be really great is called Guess Who. So it would be good for a geometry classroom. So how it works is after reviewing all the shapes in a class, the class would be divided into partners. One of the partners would choose a shape, put it into a paper bag, and the other partner would try and find out what that shape was by asking their partner yes or no questions. So an example could be, does the shape have a right angle? Does the shape have 3 sides?
This is a really good game for a teacher to understand if their students know mathematical language as well.
For sure.
And then, of course, our final in-class game that we can, or not a game, but an activity that you can do is making the 3D shapes out of toothpicks and marshmallows, which is always fun for students. And then you can make it more challenging by having them do shapes that wouldn't necessarily be easy to make out of toothpicks and marshmallows. Something like a cone, because you can't really bend the toothpick to make it a cone. But students will try their best, and if there's a reward, they will find any way to succeed.
Yeah. Okay, so this concludes our webinar on differentiating instruction by using games. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section, and we'll be happy to address them. Thanks, Daniela.
Good job. Nice. Thank you.
Awesome.
Anybody have any questions?
Did you get a lot of your ideas from year 1 Teachers College?
We did,
yeah.
yes.
But I think it's also important because
I think so.
online games are super helpful, and it wasn't until last year that we were given the opportunity to play these games that we really realized how beneficial they could be.
And I really feel like it's important to us to actually utilize like what we learned into our classrooms. I know the placement I was in last year, like we didn't use any online games. It was really like a teacher directed approach. So I feel like it's up to us to make a change and make the difference.
Well, I think it also depends on like the teachers. Like the older you are, the more inclined you are to try to do it the traditional way. As new teachers, we have that the benefit of knowing technology and having those accessible to us as teachers.
Good job, guys.
We have a question.
Would you ever allow students to use smartphones for math?
For sure.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you don't have access to like a computer or an iPad, I don't see why we couldn't.
Yeah, especially with the older grades too, as long as they're
aware that they can't be using it for anything other than the lesson.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I guess that's it. Thanks.
Good job.
Thank you.
Bye.